Have you ever really stopped to think about how that brand new phone in your pocket or even your morning coffee actually got to you? It's definitely not magic. It's actually a really carefully planned journey from a factory all the way to your doorstep. And, understanding that journey is one of the biggest keys to understanding how modern business works. So let's trace the path of the products we use every single day. Right. This is the big question every single company has to ask itself. You can invent the most amazing, life-changing product in the entire world, but if it just sits in a warehouse collecting dust, what good is it? See, creating the product is just step one of a much, much longer journey. And this is why this whole topic is so incredibly important. A product that doesn't have a clear path to the people who want to buy it is, well, it's pretty much guaranteed to fail. That journey, that whole system for getting something to you, is just as crucial as the product's design or its cool features. There's a name for it, of course. It's called product distribution. Okay, so let's put a proper name to it. Product distribution is basically the whole shebang. Every single step and activity that's involved in getting a finished product from the company that made it to the person who's actually going to use it. You can think of it like a bridge between creation and you. A good distribution system isn't just about moving boxes around, it actually creates real value for you and me. First, it provides what's called place utility, which just means the product is in a convenience store or on a website where you can actually find it. It also offers time utility, so it's available exactly when you want it, like having a raincoat in stock right before a big storm. And finally, it gives you ownership utility, which is all about how easy they make it for you to actually buy the thing and make it yours. So, how do companies actually build this bridge to us? Well, they have a few main strategies they can use. Let's start with the most simple and straightforward one. We'll call it the direct route. The name really says it all, doesn't it? The product goes straight from the producer to the consumer. That's it. No middleman, no extra steps. Just think of a local farmer selling vegetables at a farm stand, or maybe an artist who sells their paintings directly from their own website. It's a straight line. But here's the thing. Simple does not mean easy. Not at all. When you go the direct route, the producer is on the hook for absolutely everything. The warehousing, the shipping, all the customer service, any returns, everything. Now, this gives them total control over their brand, which is great, but it can also be incredibly expensive and just a logistical nightmare to manage. So because of that high cost and complexity, a lot of companies choose a totally different path, one that involves bringing in a little help. And that brings us to our second option, the team effort route. So here, you can see a really important step gets added right in the middle, the intermediary. The producer isn't selling directly to you anymore. Instead, they team up with other businesses to help get their product out to a much, much wider audience. And who are these teammates, these intermediaries? Well, they could be wholesalers, who are companies that buy in huge bulk from the producer. They can be retailers, those are the stores you and I go shopping in every day. Or they can even be agents and commissioners who help make business deals and connect people. Each one of them plays a really specialized role in getting that product into your hands. Okay, so let's just pause for a second and compare these two paths. The direct route gives a company the most control over its brand and its price, but that control comes with higher costs and usually a smaller audience. The team effort route, on the other hand, can get the product in front of way more people, but it means the company has to give up some of its control and some of its profit to its partners. It's a trade-off. But what if a company doesn't want to choose just one? What if they want the best of both worlds? Well, that brings us to our third and final path, a strategy that tries to do exactly that, the hybrid strategy. And it is exactly what it sounds like. A hybrid strategy is when a company uses a mix of selling directly to you, the consumer, and selling through all those intermediaries, all at the same time. They're basically building multiple bridges to the customer. Here's a perfect example that'll make it crystal clear. Think about a big clothing brand. You can go to their official website or to one of their own outlet stores to buy something. That's their direct route. But you can also walk into a huge department store and find their clothes there, right? That's their team effort route. They're using both strategies at once to reach every single possible customer they can. So, now that we've looked at all these different paths a product can take, you might be wondering, okay, why does any of this actually matter? Well, how a company decides to build this bridge has massive implications for pretty much everyone involved. And here's the big takeaway. There is no single magic formula. There's no one best path. The right distribution strategy is a really complex choice. It all depends on the product itself, the company's goals, and, most importantly, where its customers actually are and how they like to shop. So, I'll leave you with this little thought experiment. Think about the last thing you bought. Anything. Did you get it straight from the brand itself, or did you pick it up at a big retailer? Try to trace its journey backward, because now you have the map. You can understand all the different paths it might have taken to finally get to you.